Look at this, we got a new camera angle. Not bad. So I wanted to talk today about always hearing people say, I wish we could just start again, right? So I wish it was a video game, wish I could start again. And you might not say it, but you probably think it, You are, oh, the gold bag. You might wish that you could start again. Well, I'm here to tell you, why can't you? I'm here to ask you, why can't you? I see people restart all the time, at all kinds of ages. Man, I've restarted like 4 or 5 times. The most miserable people I see in this world are people who just stick to something because they think it's safe or secure and not doing it for, and doing it forever. They're very unhappy because they're scared. Fuck, like, when will you get through your head that you get one shot at this thing called life, I think we all, when YOLO sort of started being a thing, it was cool at the start, and then a lot of people really started turning off that, you only live once thing because it was a bit floggy. We got flogged too much and people getting tattooed and whatever, but it's true, like one life, one chance, you only live once, all that stuff. It's so true, and I just don't understand how it takes people so long to get that through their head. We're not our generation before us. We aren't coming off the back of recessions where just survival is the key. There's so much more to life now. And even then, it was a real controlled era. The one before us, but people prospered. Even in some of the worst, darkest days, people who got that and understood that and had a crack prospered. And look, let's put it this way, right? So many people are, and what I'm saying is just don't be afraid to go against the grain with whatever it is. Don't be afraid, And that includes, I want to make this very clear, that's not telling you to go start a business. If you want to go start a business because what you want to do isn't out there and you can't do it the way you want to do, like me, then go for gold, 100%, back yourself. But that's also saying, don't be afraid in a sea of entrepreneurs to get a good salary job, something you enjoy, something secure, and build your wealth at the back of that. That's another thing, go against the grain. Being an entrepreneur, being a business owner is a real in-trend thing at the moment, and don't be afraid to go against that. Don't be afraid to rock the salary, Don't be afraid to climb the corporate ladder if that's what you want to do. But what mostly I'm saying is don't be afraid to restart. Whether you're 20, whether you're 25, 30, 50, 60, I don't care. If you're not happy, don't be afraid to restart. And how can you restart? Well, again, Kingy solution time. So when I wanted to restart and when I wanted to come and do this on my own after never ever in my life ever thinking I wanted to be a business owner, start planning, right? Start thinking about it. Why are you getting paid? Why you got a secure job? Start planning then. Don't just fucking pull the trigger and jump out. Start planning early. Start thinking about what you want to do. Use that time and security to really set yourself up. And then after that, start saving, start getting your financial plan as far ahead of on track as you can before you jump ship on whatever you're doing or before you change courses or restart, because it's probably going to come with a salary decrease at the start or whatever, or a big investment. So save money, save 6 to 12 months of income minimum so that you can, there's no stress on you in the time that you're restarting. And then, extra contributions to superannuation, pay the mortgage ahead, put a bit of money in the offset of the mortgage, whatever it is, do everything you need to do to get yourself 1, 2, 3, 5 years ahead even, so that you can comfortably restart. And that, people think that takes forever, but if you knuckle down, you can get that far ahead due to compound interest in 6 to 12 months, right? You don't need to spend 10 years to get 5 years ahead. You can do it in 6 to 12 months if you knuckle down, suck it up, and get that there, and it's all big, all in line with your bigger picture. But the other thing is, let's look at what the worst case, let's look at life, right? Let's fucking look. Now, yeah, my job is to create people's most fulfilling life, their happiest life. That's my job. And generally that comes with more wealth than what they've got. A happier person in very, very many instances needs to be wealthier than what they are and spend their money in the right places. I've only had very few that, having less money was what the goal was. Probably 3 in my whole time. But what I'm saying is what you need to do, what you need to understand, not do. If you've lived your life to the absolute fullest, right? Let's rock a worst case scenario here. You've lived your life to the absolute fullest. Every day has just been fucking tremendous, right? You've been adventurous, you've been whatever, and you die. As long as you have enough money there to cover your funeral, what more do you need? Honestly, what more do you need? If you have a partner, obviously they need to be able to survive without you. So that, but on your actual passing on cost, individually, what more do you need than to cover your funeral costs? Now, I'm not saying what you want. You might want to leave a legacy, and we plan all around that, right? You might want to leave a legacy and leave substantial wealth and, you know, transfer wealth to your kids or businesses, whatever. That might be what you want, and you fully agree, right? What I'm saying is, what is the worst case? What do you really need? You don't need to give your kids a house. By the time you die, fingers crossed, you'll probably be old enough. They'll probably be too old that they've almost paid off their mortgage anyway, or they should be on track to. You don't need to give them $1 million. Now, everyone's in this life to create their own shit, really. But again, let's remember, I'm not saying what do you want. I'm saying what do you really need. If you've gone out and had a crack, right? If my parents had lived their life to the fullest every day, every single day, and then on their deathbed, they said, I could say to them, you know, from everything they've done, I'd learned a lot of experiences, but they couldn't give me $1, I would be so okay with that. So okay with that. Because your experiences and your lessons in life is going to generate for your kids and your kids' kids and your kids' kids' kids, right? That's intergenerational wealth. That's intergenerational wealth of the mind. That's worth far more than money they could potentially throw up their nose or down the drain or whatever, right? So keep that in mind. If you're in a position where you're nervous about restarting and you don't think you can, keep that worst case scenario in your mind. As long as you can pay for your own funeral at death, everything else is a bonus. That is all you really, really need. And some people don't even do that. So, you know, you can get by with that. But that's as a burden, at minimum, covering that cost is what you need, you know? Everything else is a bonus. So if you're worried about restarting and trying to have a crack at that, keep that in mind. Because you only get one shot at this. Everyone has an onus, everyone has a, I don't know, what do you call it? There's an onus on everyone to live their life to the fullest, to secure their own happiness, to secure their own wealth, right? You don't owe shit to anyone. Unless you owe people money, then you gotta sort that out, right? But you don't owe shit to anyone, including your family. You can want to, but you don't need to. The most important number one thing is that you need to figure out how to live your life to the fullest, and then you can build from that. Now, as long as you living your life to the fullest doesn't harm anyone else, so you don't just fucking take your family's life savings and piss off to Mexico or Colombia and just sniff rack and do whatever, that's not alright. But actually living a fulfilling life that your family will get lessons from, and you can pass on lessons, and you can pass on that lesson of happiness, that's what it's about, man. So keep that in mind. If you have ever thought about, I want to restart, I should, but it's too late to restart, keep that in mind. It's never too late to restart. It's never too late to chase your happiness. Have a good day.